While Dunfermline have regained their form of late, St Johnstone went into this game in the back of 3 straight defeats. In fairness, they haven't been playing too badly, but just don't seem to be able to get it together in front of goal. The home side were initially awarded a penalty in the 21st minute. Ref Alan Phelan judged Parr's defender Scott Thomson to have handled on the line, but the replay shows he was correct to change his decision. The ball headed clear. Thomson was in the thick of the action for Dunfermline at the other end as well. His well-taken free kick tipped over by Alan Miller. Into the second half then, and the two sides continued to battle for every ball. Paul Hartley always looked threatening for St Johnstone. He charged his way through the middle of the park, but his final effort flew inches wide of target. The visitors also knocked the ball about well at times, but St Johnstone keeper Alan Miller kept his team in the match once again, with a fine save from a decent Michael Panopoulos effort. Craig Russell must have thought he had scored when he caught out Rutenbeek, but Skerla was on hand to clear the danger. And just moments later, the Parr's goal was under siege once again. This time Barry Nicholson guarded the line superbly before Darren Dodds headed over. Jimmy Calderwood's side also had a penalty claim turned down, this time midway through the second half. Darren Dodds appearing to handle in the box. Contact was made, but it didn't look intentional. Nevertheless, penalties have been given for less. However, just when everybody was presuming a share of the points was on the cards, Dunfermline snatched a late winner, and with it all 3 points. The Saints' defence failing to clear their area, Gary Mason with a powerful strike from outside the box. So, Mason earning Dunfermline their 3rd away win of the season. St Johnstone now stranded alone at the bottom, 9 points behind Hibs.
Jimmy Calderwood's born-again Dunfermline have been watertight in defence recently. What they're looking for now is for it to start raining goals. Lee Bullen showed early on that they still quite hadn't got the hang of it. Close, but not close enough. But patience was to prove the required virtue. Stuart pitches free kick, and Andrew Skerla scores the opener. Hands up if you thought it was a header. Well, you're wrong. He actually made, well, a backside of it. Parr's 1, Motherwell 0. Dunfermline were in the mood. Next up, a running shot from Stevie Crawford, but filed this one under close call. Into the second half, and Jimmy Calderwood's side go 2 ahead. Motherwell were caught in possession, and it was Gary Mason who made them pay the price. He had space and time to strike the shot, but this is a fine finish. Handshakes all round for Mason, and accuracy the secret of his success. Dunfermline were on fire by now, and goal number 3 was on the way. Panopoulos with the chip to McPherson, the low cross, and just a touch for Lee Bullen is enough. At this stage, you were beginning to wonder if Motherwell had actually turned up. Goal number 4 should have been stashed away. Even the biggest of Lee Bullen's fans would have to admit that this was a half chance. But maybe he thought if he let it run, Panopoulos could do better. And he very nearly did. Marco Rutenbeek was looking to match Gene Westwater's shutout record set up in 1986. James McFadden ruined that for him. Elliott started the move with a long distance run. Lehman laid on the cross, and McFadden did the rest. It was consolation for Motherwell, but it was another miserable afternoon for Eric Black's side.
No goal so far at East End Park, just over a quarter of an hour played. As you can see, it's a little bit wet here. The fans could do with something to lift them on a miserable evening. Dunfermline have a corner. And that means Sean Kilgannon, the 20-year-old on loan from Middlesbrough. He's actually a Celtic fan, so he'll be well up for tonight. Kilgannon whips it in, and it's a goal for Dunfermline. Thomson has got it, and Rangers rocked by that. Scott Thompson's header.
That's a terrific delivery, and he only needs half a yard here. I think it's Vidmar who comes to attack it, isn't getting there at the front post, and he's just across the front of Bert Conteman, I think. And there's enough pace on the ball that Stefan Klos has no chance here. All he has to do is redirect it. The pace is already on it.
In comes the free kick. Oh, and it's another one. He's done it again. Scott Thompson wasn't picked up, and Dunfermline, who haven't beaten Rangers in the league for 30 years, are 2-0 off incredibly.
Well, this time Bert Conteman does get it badly wrong. He ends up on his front post there, and allows a free header at the back post for Scott Thompson under no pressure at all. Still a bit of an angle to be negotiated, but he lost Bert Conteman completely. Another good delivery, you'd have to say, from Barry Nicholson. Again, plenty of pace on it. And so close, Roger, there wasn't much Stefan Klos could do.